Dangerous. Let's give it up for the band Dangerous. Boys in the band right here on the set. How's it going, guys?
What's happening?
Welcome to the show, man.
Hey,
What's up, Gary? Gary, right?
Gary.
All right, I'll get down to you there. KC's jumping the gun. We're going to get down to KC. Don't worry about it, too.
He always does that. He's a bass player.
All right.
Look at him.
Okay, Gary. What are you doing in a band?
What do? I sing.
And right.
And then I sing.
All right.
Yeah, we write. We pretty much write together, though.
Really?
No, yeah.
I understand right here is your CD right here. Is this it right here?
Yes.
Let me show it to the viewing audience right there. There's Dangerous, the CD. They're going to be doing one that cuts off the CD, too, so stick around. We want you to, listen to it. And we're going to hear more from the band Dangerous right after this, so stick around.
Preventable cause of premature death in the United States. The good news is, studies show half of all adults who smoked have quit. You can be among them. Here's how. Write down why you want to quit. To feel in control of your life, have better health, set a good example for your children, protect your family from secondhand smoke, any reason's a good one. Don't smoke any kind of cigarette. Nicotine is so addictive, switching to lower nicotine brands means you'll probably puff harder, longer, and more often. Take quitting one day at a time, even 1 minute at a time, whatever you need to succeed. Consider nicotine replacement products such as gum or patches. Quitting smoking is the best step you can take to live long and stay healthy.
We're going to hear from one of the mates of the band. It goes by the name Gary. Let's give it up for Gary. Welcome to the show again, Gary. Nice to have you, man. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. How you doing?
Okay, all right. I understand that you play vocals in the band, in a band.
In a bland is what I do.
Really? All right. How long have you been playing vocals in the band?
I've been playing vocals in a bland since about 85.
All right. And since 85, so that's what, 8 years?
Yeah,
I have never really been good.
It's 22 years.
Is it?
22?
No, 18 years.
Yeah.
18 years.
We're good counters.
All right.
I'm good at
Well, that's why I say on the show, I always tell everybody on the show, just don't do drugs. You know what I mean? I mean, that's important. Because you need your
Ask me
mind.
math questions and shit.
All right. I understand you just have a CD out.
Yes.
And you just have another one on the way?
We're working on it.
All right. What's it going to be called?
I'm not sure yet.
All
That comes from moments of inspiration. I guess.
Yeah.
That's a unique title, too, we figure. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
That pretty much covers
We're
everything.
thinking that would be cool.
All right. All right. So you're the front man. The lady. Are you the ladies man? Who's the ladies man in the band?
I think.
No, that's Gary.
I think combined.
Is it Gary? Is it Gary, ladies man?
Not me.
Not you. He won't take credit for that move, huh?
Well, yeah, maybe.
All right. So on any given day when you're out playing, usually at least meet one lovely lady that wants to be part of the band
Yeah.
in one way or another.
Or at least see part of the band.
Or at least see part of the band. Okay, that's all right.
And on occasion, several parts of the band.
That's right.
I see. What was the last show you did, Gary?
That was back in April at some time.
Okay.
Then we started work on the second CD.
All right. That's great, man. Where'd you just play at?
We played at a place called Big Mike's in Warren.
Uh-huh.
It's a buddy of ours owns a bar, and we thought it'd be kind of cool for him. He's trying to get people in there, and it was a killer show.
Right. Well, I think it's really great you just came here because we've never here at Rocket TV had a Caucasian rap band. And I think it's great that you just, went ahead and came out here, and we're gonna get a taste of some good rap music, huh?
Dedication definitely is paid off for us.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say rap. It just
Rap. Caucasian rap band.
Caucasian rap band. There's a big demand these days for a Caucasian rap band. So for all the people out in TV land, we're looking for Caucasian rap bands here on Rocket TV.
Casey could rap. Give him the opportunity, he could rap. I don't know.
Really? That's cool.
I don't think so.
I think he's really a closet rapper.
Oh, man, that's heavy. Well, let me ask you this, Gary. What's the craziest show you think these guys have done?
The craziest? They're
Yeah.
all crazy. You kind of lose boundaries.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just gets
Does
crazy.
12 topless girls on the dance floor count?
That's pretty crazy.
That was a good night.
Where was that at, Gary?
That was at Mike's,
big- yeah,
actually.
Mike's.
Mike's?
Yeah.
That was excellent. We had the lesbian show. We used to do Faces in Newton Falls.
Yeah.
2 lesbians used to come out to see us all the time. That was always good.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Did they ever give you any backstage passes anywhere?
No, we didn't get the backstage pass, but we got the floor show all night,
Did you?
though.
Yeah.
It was
Well, you can't go wrong there because you know what it costs to have one of them come to your house.
Oh, yeah.
No, how much does it cost?
I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Can you get us a deal on
Hey,
Somebody loan me
package
20
deal,
bucks,
yeah.
man.
If we all kicked in, we could get one.
Yeah, well, you know. All right, Gary, let's get talking. I'm going to move on down to KC for a minute. How you doing, KC? Welcome
Good,
to
how
the
are
show. All right, great. What is your part in this conspiracy?
I play bass and keyboards.
Bass and keyboards?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been playing?
For a long time.
Long time.
Oh, yeah, about 16 years, I think.
16 years? Okay, what kind of setup you got?
I got Carbon, 6-string fretless, and Casio keyboard.
You got a 6-string bass.
Yeah,
It
fretless.
must look like a big harp.
Well, not that big.
6-string bass. Really? That's cool. How about, yeah, what about your amp?
Carbon.
Carbon amp too. I used to have a Carbon double neck years ago. Is Carbon still in business?
Oh, yeah.
Are they really?
Carbon's in.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, they really do. They're right behind Peavy. No,
If you drive it in reverse, maybe.
Carbon does make quality equipment. What do you think was the craziest show you did with this pack here?
All of them.
All of them. You're gonna say the same thing, Gary? Then?
Yeah,
You're not gonna give me no play. Casey ain't gonna give me no play here, so I gotta move on. He's forcing me to the next question.
I said the show gets better, so it's like,
Yeah.
how can you even decide which one's the best?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
what
all
was the biggest place you've ever played at?
4th of July,
July
Festival,
Festival,
Newton
yeah.
Falls,
Newton Falls,
man.
yeah.
We did that 2 years in a row. Absolutely rocked,
Oh, yeah.
man. That was a great place to play. It was
How many people were there?
But the Golf Dome was a huge place,
more
too,
than
though.
I could count with draft beer.
Really?
Yes.
As far as indoor, the Golf Dome was huge.
Yeah.
Golf
We had
Dome
that
was-
place
yeah.
packed.
Did you really?
Great show.
Yeah.
That's great. You know, we're going to be doing a show here in the parking lot at Eastland Mall. Hello, cameraman. At Eastland Mall. And we'd like to have you guys here, man.
Sure,
So if
sure.
you can make it down. Again, let me ask you, Casey. I wanted to ask you, but I'll ask you, where are you from?
Ohio.
Ohio.
Warren,
So they
Ohio.
came? All right. That's great. What do you think keeps the band together, Casey?
Glue.
Beer.
We owe each other money. We owe each other money. We have to beer.
Yeah, right. Do you know right here, right where you're sitting, Casey, underneath you is 20,000 cases of beer.
Excellent.
All we have to do is drill a hole.
Well, let's go get it.
Hammerjack, that's all you
Go.
need.
You bring me to
Yeah.
We were driving down here today,
Uh-huh.
and I passed a store called Beer World. And I'm on the bike, right?
Yeah, that's underneath us.
Yeah, I passed a place called Beer World. I'm on a bike. Casey and Peter behind me in a pickup truck. I go, yeah, Beer World. I'm like, and coming straight at me, here's a cop. I'm going, oh, where you going, officer?
Yeah.
That's always good.
That's got to be the greatest thing in the world, having a store called Beer World.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right underneath us. We're on top of 20,000 cases of beer. I shit you
Not that you
not.
have to drink to have a good time.
Thanks.
Words from the wise right there. We're going to move right down to
21,
Pete.
what do you
Thank
think?
you, Keith, Casey.
Not a
Hey,
problem.
Pete, how you doing? Welcome to the show. And you're part of this conspiracy is craziness, right? Is.
Yeah, I'm proud to be a part of it too.
I mean, like, what do you do?
I'm a drummer.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
He's got ADD.
Unfortunately, I got it.
You know how many times we've heard that? I have ADD. Sorry, guys.
The treatments for me have been phenomenal, and they've really been working out. So, I'm just
Well, you know what I
taking
always
my
say?
day and just go from there.
What I always say is, out of all the things I've lost in my life, everything, I miss my mind the most.
Join the team.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we could start a team. I mean, I want to start a bank. I want to call it the United Trust of Rock and Roll, you know. We already have the handshake. All we need is the rings.
Can I get a loan?
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, absolutely. That's why I want to start this. United Trust of Rock and Roll, right there. What do you think of that idea, Pete?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Really?
One thing that we beat the hell out of things with sticks all day.
Sticks, yeah.
Right.
Basically a caveman.
Right.
And he plays with a goat.
Right. when you were young.
Also, it was a GTO.
I noticed this from like a long time ago. But I mean, when you were young, were you hyperactive? Because most drummers were. Did you ever take Ritalin? Have you ever been on Ritalin?
But I didn't. But I remember in like about first grade or something, I wasn't allowed to eat Cocoa Krispies.
Right.
Too hyper.
Right.
And they do that snap, crackle, pop thing, so he might have really gotten messed up.
Yeah.
So we have a drummer with a sugar buzz, huh?
Yeah.
But he was addicted to pop rocks. So.
Right. Well, they're good too.
Well, I've been working on it. I just, like I said, I take.
Hey, if you can get free Ritalin, though, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? Prescription Ritalin's the best.
Personally, I think a ball peen hammer works better.
Does it really? Yeah, it's more
More
effective.
subject with us. Let's just drop it.
All right. Okay. We're gonna thank you, by the way, Pete. We're gonna go ahead and move over to the guitarist, I believe, Grady. Let's hear it for Grady.
Guitar god.
Guitarist. Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks. What's happening,
Dig
man?
it, man. I like that Harley you drove in on.
Thank you. I like her too, man.
Yeah,
That's my girl. Her name is Melissa.
Melissa. That's a nice bike. And you play guitar.
Yes.
Man. Okay, what kind of gear do you play out of?
Right now I'm playing a custom Carbon 24 fret, no dot markers on it. It's got a floating Floyd Rose and all that, yada yada. You guitar players know what I'm talking about. It's bad. It's bad.
It is. Yeah, it's a nice axe. It is. How long have you been playing?
Oh, man, do I have to say that here?
He was
Well, let me
God's
ask you this.
babysitter.
Who was your...
I've been playing a long time.
Okay, who was one of your main influences? Maybe I could get
You know
that
what?
in.
I was a huge Leonard Skinner fan.
Right,
I
they're
grew
a
up
tight
listening
band.
to Skinner, Outlaws, Muscle Tuck, and Molly Hatchet.
Yeah. I brought Leonard Skinner up several times on his show.
Really?
They're one of the bands. They're so tight. I mean, it was awesome how tight. They always nail everything. I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing that amazes me is those guys, they actually only recorded for like 4 years, and they were just
Yeah.
kids to begin with, and the
Yeah.
music, you know, all these years later,
Right.
still
Right.
there.
You know who else was kids? Was Def Leppard.
Yeah.
They were young too. They were 14 and 15 or something. They were already out there. You know.
I've been hearing a lot more Def Leppard playing on the radio now. It seems like they're making
Yeah.
it's going full circle again.
Judas Priest.
So what's some of your plans in the future with the band Dangerous? Ready?
You know what? It's all good, man. It's just rock and roll, girls, beer, and bike rides, man.
Nice.
What can I say?
So you think you're going to keep the guys? Or?
Oh, yeah, they're all good except for Pete over there. I'm not sure about Pete,
Well,
man.
I had fun with me and him. We're both riding on the bike all the way from Ohio over.
Oh,
Well, you're not riding on the bike with me.
That's a long haul.
But he was wearing a blonde wig.
It's a whole get up I gotta wear.
Yeah, I should have said something about KC because his hair looks a lot like Sammy Hagar there.
Chewbacca? Oh.
Yeah, Sammy Hagar's the man too. I'll tell you, I don't know. We hear Rocket T. You like Sammy Hagar?
Oh.
You got that Sammy Hagar look, the hair. You know what I mean?
I'll get a cut, I promise.
Yeah, you're a hair conductor. I'm a little jealous. You're what they call a competitor. You know what I mean? If we would have a competition, you would be like a hair contender. You know what I mean?
Sweet.
Yes.
I could have been a
I go like this. Do you do that? You ever do this? Do that one.
No, I just do this.
You do that. That's a little more easier. Well, I guess everybody got their own technique when you got high hair. But we are hair contenders. If we had a contest, I don't know. You'd run a close second, I think. What do you think, Grady?
Hey, he's in there, man. You should have seen it. It's about half as long as what it was there last year.
Really?
He had huge hair.
Yeah.
I know sometime in your life, Grady, you must have long hair.
Yeah, he looked like
you know
Elvis
what?
a while
Mine
back.
almost touched my ears one time.
Did it really?
Man, I felt like a rebel. I was
He
rocking.
had that Elvis look, sideburns.
Really?
My hair's low maintenance, man. I started this year, I finished it this year. It's like cutting grass.
But that's cool. Not only that, it's good aerodynamics for the bike. You know, the wind can cut right through and you can get all the speed. You got to maintain that speed all the way. Because, I mean,
right.
And women have easier access to his ear.
yeah, women like ears. They really do. It never did much for me, but I mean, you know. Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is the band Dangerous, and we're going to hear more from them. But before we go, Grady wants to have something to say to the people out there in the studio audience.
Hey, you're watching Rocket TV. We're the band Dangerous, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Food and Drug Administration about protecting yourself from bacteria found on fruits and vegetables. First, wash hands with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds before and after handling food. Next, rinse raw produce in water. Use smooth, durable, and non-absorbent cutting boards and wash them with hot water, soap, and a scrub brush. Sanitize boards in a dishwasher or in a solution of a teaspoon of bleach and a quart of water. Store cut, peeled, and broken fruits and vegetables in the refrigerator. Don't purchase produce that looks brownish, slimy, or dried out. These are signs it's been held at an improper temperature.
Two, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
I'll tell you what, that was one kick-ass rock and roll. That's what we here at Rocket TV like, rock and roll. All right, I believe that, Grady, you wrote that song. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was just, you know how it is, you meet somebody in your life that's just different than anybody you've ever met before. That's kind of where this came from, and I wrote it for, and then these guys, they all chipped in, and what we have is what you heard.
Right, everybody puts the ingredients in, and then you come up with the song. What we do here is we like to think that we have the stars of tomorrow here today. You know what I mean? That's what we like to believe here at Rocket TV. Before we go, now, there's something I want to ask Gary, and Gary's the guy right here. Gary, how could somebody out there in TV land get a hold of your website?
Well, we have a website, it's dangerousrockandroll.com. It's maintained at least every 3 months. So
Whether I feel like it or not.
right there's the webmaster if there's any complaints.
It'd be me.
You can email to Grady. Yeah, it has some good photos of the band, concerts. It has some current events, where we're playing next.
I like the little dancing girls I finally figured out how to get in there. Yeah, the dancing girls are cool, man.
Well, what can we do here at Rocket TV to get Pete laid? I mean, I understand that.
You know what? He needs a girlfriend out there.
Yeah, we gotta find a girl for Pete.
Ritalin.
Yeah, I guess Ritalin maybe might be the
Do we have a website up like www.peteneedslaid.com?
If there's a way cute. Yeah, I said cool.
Well, let me just say this. On a real tip, Pete's a nice guy. Our number here at Rocket TV is 412-678 0524. So if any of you pretty ladies out there in TV land want to hook up with a band that's going somewhere and be part of the band and be part of the band, you're going to want to get a hold of us here at that number. And before we go, I think all the boys in the band have something to say to all you people out there in TV land. Let's hear it. Pittsburgh, you guys rock!
Your youngster, he or she is not the only student who's a bit uneasy about the first day of class. And point out the positive aspects of heading back, such as seeing old friends and meeting new ones. It may also help to plan out what your children will wear to school the night before and help pack their book bags. Some kids are afraid they'll forget something important. To ease your anxiety, review a few safety tips with your youngster. Be sure your child knows his or her home phone number and address, your work number, the number of another trusted adult, and how to call 911. Also, plan a walking route to school or the bus stop and encourage your child to use it. That can help you and your child start the new school year off right.
Learning about childhood asthma can be more than good for kids' health. It can be good for their grades. It's estimated by the time asthmatic children reach the 6th grade, they may have missed the equivalent of a year of school due to their condition. According to a study by the Annapolis Center, more needs to be learned about the disease.
We released an asthma study prepared by expert physicians and scientists reaching some important conclusions. Most striking, our report showed there isn't a lot of data about this disease. Asthma isn't taken as seriously as it should be, and too many asthmatics go needlessly to emergency rooms and sometimes even die because of poor disease management. We agree with the government's efforts to start an education campaign with school nurses, doctors, and asthmatics to better manage this disease.
For more information on asthma, visit annctr.org.
And they go by the name of Nemesis. And there's a picture of their CD right there. This is what their CD looks like. And this is what the three gentlemen look like over here. How you doing? Okay, you're Dan, right, Dan?
Dan.
How you doing? Welcome to the show, Dan.
Nice to meet you.
Take it, my pleasure, man. All right, what are you doing in the band, Dan?
Play guitar and sing.
You're the guitarist and vocalist?
Yes, guitarist and vocalist.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that?
For about 15 years now.
15? Really, that long? 15 years. That is quite some time. I'm curious to hear you, and it's got to be pretty good. You got a nice-looking package here. You play guitar and sing. Have you sent the CD out anywhere yet?
It's right in the midst right now of getting sent out. We got a long list of record labels, A&R agents.
Do you?
Yes.
Did you just get it from like a book or?
Partially that and partially of us being in bands before.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, from.
dealing with it.
Right.
In the past. And that helps out a lot too.
I see.
Yes.
What songs are on this demo CD and right here?
Okay, there's 3 songs on there. The first song is called Appreciate, the second song is called Freedom of Hush, and the third song is called Last in Line, which is kind of an acoustic type slower song.
All
So
right.
basically what we did was we did 3 songs that kind of like sound different from each other.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
give
that's,
a variety.
believe it or not, that's what the record companies want too. They usually want like 3 songs to submit. Anything more, they won't even listen to them most of the
Exactly.
times, Was this a band collaboration?
Yes, it was. We basically went through some changes, and we got a drummer. The band we were in before, we excluded everything out of that, and then we restarted the whole project over, and we got our drummer Greg over there, and we just started collaborating and practicing real hard, and we've been together and jamming right now for about 7 months.
7 months. Okay. What instruments are on the CD? I mean, I know that you play guitar and sing, right?
Yes. I mean,
So,
it's pretty much you hear what comes
Right.
with us as a 3-piece band.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, you're
It's a lot of
basically
work.
us.
It's a
Yes,
lot
it
of work,
is.
man.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a lot of work.
Yes.
Everything's got to be really tight, and one little thing, you could hear right
That's
away.
it.
So, where was the last place you played? I mean, have you played around here lately?
Well, we actually played at a place called Lonzo's, and it's in Greensboro.
Okay.
And it was Mother's Day. That's where we jammed out at. And basically, the show was not so great, but you know, we made the best with what we could do
Right,
with it. you
right.
know.
Well, that was because of the equipment
We
and
had
not
an
your
equipment
performance.
problem. Yes, yes, we had an equipment problem, but other than that, we did really well.
I see.
We did really well.
Have you ever heard of a place called Blondie's that used to be out there?
Yeah.
We used to play out there a lot. Did you ever play there? Yeah.
It's called Scooby's.
Okay.
They no longer have live bands there. It's
No?
very disappointing.
We played there last year, and we did
Yeah.
really good. Actually.
Yes,
Didn't?
we had
That was
a
one of the
And
better
you
shows.
are Danny Kaye,
Yeah.
right? Welcome to the show. How's it going? That's cool. Well, have you got anything to add about the Mother's Day?
Yeah, it was just equipment failure. I mean, we had some brand new equipment that just didn't work, first of all, and then we had some power going out on
Right.
a few times on us. 5 times, maybe 5. Maybe 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, we had some wars and then wind up catching on fire and then blowing up. So
You know, pyrotechnics are
yeah,
illegal now.
we kind of shut the night down a little earlier, and we actually
Right.
got our show in. So, as far as everything else, the crowd was good. They were pleased, and everybody said we did pretty good. We just had only half the equipment.
Yeah.
that we-
You know what I think the worst is too is when you go to an open stage and you play on somebody else's equipment. You know, I always get used to the equipment that I use, like, you know what I mean? When I have to get on some, you know, you don't know how to work it, and sometimes it's not working right and stuff like that.
Drums are the worst.
I remember this one guy's box, I had to keep banging because the guitar kept shutting off, you know? Well, he told me to bang it. It wasn't like I was banging his rap night or anything. You know, the first couple times it went off, he come over and banged it. So, you know, during the course of the 3 songs we played, it must have went off 5 or 6 more times. I had to smack the top of the rack mine, and it would come back on, you know?
It's like, if you ever saw Mr. Bean, how he smacks the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it makes it come back on.
Yeah.
Well, that's sometimes that stuff works too.
That does it, yeah. But them open stages can be hectic too, I'll tell you. Well, I got ahead of myself here, Danny. What do you actually do in the band?
I'm the bass player.
You're the
and
bass
I
player.
do all the backup vocals as well. And I've been playing probably for quite a while now, a good 20 years.
20 years? You know, I looked over there. It's a fancy rig you got over there. You want to tell us about it?
Trace Elliott?
Uh-huh.
Mr. Trace Elliott's been around for 15 years. I got him when he first come out. Oh, he's beat up now, but it went through some big shows to the small shows, through rain and through some storms and whatever.
I heard you warming up. You get a nice sound out of that, you know?
I actually just got the rig all tuned up and new solder.
It's pretty neat. It's all fluorescent green. All you would need is some neon lights going around.
Oh, they
You
discontinued
know, that
that.
would be pretty cool. You know, purple and then green neon lights on here, you know?
Well, they discontinued that model in the
Did they?
company, I think so. Right now, a lot of people are asking me to sell that, man. Let me know. Well, I just can't give. That's just.
Well, here's a question I always
around for
ask.
a while.
Are you familiar with David Eden amps?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of people don't know about him. I'm
They're
surprised
good
because
amps,
if I was a
those.
bass player, I would have 2 of them. I would.
Well, that's not the only thing I have. I also run with Ampeg and Fender.
Uh-huh.
I like my SBTs.
And what about your guitar? That looked like a nice guitar. What kind of guitar was
Right
that?
now, it's an Ergodyne style Ibanez. I have Yamahas and Kramers, Guilds.
Gilds, I'm familiar with
Yeah,
it.
I
Gilds
got
Gilds
an
are good
84
product.
Pilot, actually. Actually, it's in the shop getting for my backup guitar. And it's corroding pretty bad from the rust, from the sweat rust. It's terrible. So I got to get it all cleaned up. But it still plays the EMG pickups there. They're just like a 350 in a Chevy truck, and it just you could just throw 300,000 miles on it before it even burn out.
Yeah.
I've had the same ones on there, and they still sound as crisp as a new EMG.
Well, I understand from talking to you earlier that you've done a pretty big show in '94. What was that
I
about?
played at Woodstock '94. Yeah.
You played at Woodstock '94.
I got to meet everybody just about.
Was
Party
Hendrix
with
there?
everybody.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
I think my.
And so,
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't say, but I partied with everybody just about.
Did you?
Few more already. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like Peter
So
Paul
you got
Mary.
to meet some of the people in the
Yeah,
band?
like Ken Heat, Peter Paul Mary, actually Dan Aykroyd one time. They were there for doing the Blues Brothers and stuff, doing Rawhide. And
Yeah.
songs.
That's pretty cool.
The bass player from Santana, he played my bass to play with Leslie Western Mountain. We opened up right before Soul Asylum. They played right after us.
Did you get to meet Soul Sound?
Oh yeah, I got to meet everybody.
Did you? That was
Those
cool.
guys were pretty cool. Everybody was really cool. You know, everybody was just having a good time. And it
Do you
rained
think?
the
Do
whole
you
time.
did it rain the whole time? Well, there you go. You know, like manna from heaven. You know, what are you gonna say?
Just
You
like
know?
the original website.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so when is there any talk of a future Woodstock? Did you hear anything about that?
The band I was in called Empathy. That's how when we.
I
had the
have
show,
heard of that.
we started getting some response, and believe it or not, the singer just stopped quitting coming to practice and
Right.
just gave up. And, everybody just started separating, going their own
Do you
ways.
know Ralph?
Ralph?
Yeah, Ralph got a Ralph stock. You ever hear of Ralph stock? No, I'm being serious. We have a friend he's our superhero, Mailman. Yeah, he's got a Ralph stock. 2001, Ralph stock 2002, Ralph stock 2030.
What parts does that happen at?
Well, in Westfield. Yeah.
Wow. Well, if we ever got a chance, we'd be there.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a Ralph stock.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I don't
Hang
know
out
if you
with
are,
Ralph stuff.
we're trying to get involved right now with more of the shows that are more clubs. We don't
Yeah.
want to play bars no more.
Right.
I don't want to say
Right.
we're picky, but
Yeah.
it's just more, I think, for people to see. I just, the little bars are just too tight anymore, and then I think because of the equipment failure is because it's just the place don't have enough power.
Right. You know, a lot of club owners don't want to. They don't want to pay the bands anymore. I don't know what that's about. You know, years ago to be
That's
$2,000 a show. You know,
pretty much a
down at the
different
Hollywood
issue
Show,
there.
Bar in East Pittsburgh or something. You know, $2,000 a show. That was back in '75. You know, to do two-
Now we're not even thinking about the money. We just want to get out
We
there.
just want the opportunities.
Right.
Oh, we got a bunch of couple rich
figure
kids
if we
here.
can get the opportunity, we can
Yeah,
get
it's
them.
about the music. I can dig
There's
it.
500 people.
All right, Danny Kaye, it was good talking to you. I'll get back to you, but I want to introduce Greg to the show. Greg, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Pretty good. How are you, man?
All right. I know from talking to you before you play the Skins. You're the drum
That's
man.
me.
All
That's
right.
what I do.
What kind of set do you got?
That's a Pro Masters.
Very nice. How many pieces? That 5-piece?
Just 5. I like them small.
Uh-huh. I understand that you fix them or repair them or replace them or restore them.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, when I was little, my first drum set my dad put together, we took it to an auto body shop and had the guy paint it. Came out as a 9-piece drum set. Looked gorgeous, and we wanted to do some more of that. You know? So that was, man, I was 9 years old when that happened. I've been playing since I was 6 years old, so I'm 25 now.
Did your dad play?
No, not at all. He just.
How did you start to play? What made you? What gave
I
you?
was a hyperactive child.
Right.
And a lady down the street had a music program, and
You
she
haven't said too
"You
much since we've been here. I mean, you like on Ritalin now or something?
can't-" You know, I wait till my time comes, and
Yeah, you're all cool. Before, you know, when I was talking to you earlier, you were just like on mellowed out. Okay, you're hyperactive. Okay,
I'm back.
so okay, now you just save it all for when it's time to play the
Oh
drums.
yeah.
Great.
Sweat, don't you?
Great. Do you
broke the
plan?
cymbal.
Yeah, you were
I
saying
just
something.
broke cymbal twice last
Did
year.
you?
That's another thing at Lonzo's. There we go.
Yeah.
So we blew out PAs. I broke a cymbal. Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had things blow up in the past before, and it's never fun, you know, because it's all expensive. You know, what are you
Yes,
gonna do? You know,
money.
it's like
It's
anything.
a never-ending process.
Yeah.
A couple $1,000 a year
Yeah,
habit.
we always have stuff fried here, like I was saying earlier. You know, we always have things burning out here. We had one board burn out like 4 times. You know what I mean?
Just when you start needing the gigs that are worth being paid for, then you don't really care.
Well, you know what? Here, it's like a chain. When you don't have money, okay, you might learn how to play guitar, okay, but then. You know, then you buy rack mounts, and then you have to become a technician because you can't hire somebody to fix it. And then you want to go record a song and send it to the label, and then you got to become an engineer, right? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So it's really hard.
And it happens on the wrong times.
Yeah, you know, you just have to keep learning things about the thing you're involved in, and before you know it, you're not even doing what you started out doing.
Right.
You know, like I used to play the guitar. You know, now I'm doing the talk show.
Just the way things
You know,
happen.
just go figure. Circle of light, I guess. So, okay, Dan, could you tell me a little bit about the song you're gonna do tonight? Did we make up our mind yet?
Basically, I think we're going to do Me Oh My. That's the song.
Mio Maya. Is that on the CD?
No, that's not on the CD.
Okay. Well, that's a good idea because you know.
We want everybody to hear something
Yeah.
different too than just what's on the CD, since we have
Right.
a lot of originals.
Right.
But basically, we're going to be doing Me Oh My, and it's a really cool song.
Uh-huh.
you know, you just gotta wait and check it out.
Well, is there a way, like if the studio audience wanted to see, they seen you play, is there a way for them to get a hold of you, like if a club owner seen you or somebody wanted a CD?
Yes, they can.
How could they get a hold of you?
They can basically-
Tell it to them out there.
Basically, right now, we don't have an email. We're working on that in the website. But if you want to contact Misery Inc. Tattoo and Body Piercing, which is basically located in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania, you can basically write to that address at 434 Lebanon Road, and that is 885 North, and that's West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. And if you want to call, I can give you the telephone number.
Give it to them.
412-464-2040. So there you go, right there.
All right, and I believe that Danny K sporting some of your work. You want to get close up of the sun with the peace sign in it? That's some of Dan's work right there.
Little bit.
Not
He's
the
still
one
got
on the
more to
back.
come.
Yeah, we got more to do, so.
I see. And Greg, you got any of the tattoos done by Dan?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, so
Pretty soon I'll probably.
You just need the bond, Dan. You need to get them up there, up at your store, and you just have to bond and get them a tattoo, and you just could be as one.
We're all so busy, and we all have busy schedules that it's so hard.
But he's a band member. He's one of the boys.
Well,
Give him
you
a
know what?
tattoo.
He knows you come up, he's gonna get the hook up.
Yeah, do I get free ink?
He's, I don't know about free now, but you know, we'll get you the hook up, man, you know.
All right.
We all
band
have,
gets free.
we all have our bills to pay.
Yeah. We pay our own selves.
Yeah, that's it. No, we take care of each other.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, I'm
We
sure you do.
definitely
Well, how did you get started anyway? If you want to.
As far as from the beginning, or just as
Well,
a here, just project
your
here?
band right here. That's yeah.
Well, it's unfortunate to say that we were all in other bands. And, well, actually, Danny and I, we basically were in another band, and we had, you know, a couple other members that just wasn't working out.
Right.
And, you know, we had a CD, we never got to do anything with it, so it was very unfortunate. But, you know, when it's not working out, I mean, you have to move on. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no sense in torturing yourself to, you know, keep on doing that. So we basically started this whole new project, and we decided what we wanted to do, and, you know, we gelled together very good. And then, you know, we just needed to get the other piece of the puzzle to fit, and that was Greg. And all three of us, we really gel very good together. And,
Well, we thought of having a fourth member, but
Yes.
I think we could do it on.
Yeah, we can-
we
with
can
the
do
three
it.
of us.
Does your family support your music?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Do they really?
yes, we have a lot of support.
And we made ourselves a different goal too. When we was in other bands, we've always had to play like either half covers and half originals.
Right.
Our goal is just to be original because it's the only way you're gonna do it.
Yeah. That's the only way you can really get noticed. I mean, I don't know if anybody ever got noticed
Writing
from.
is the only way to go.
Yeah, you know, we actually have over 800 originals. We've been doing it a long time.
Wow.
Over 800 originals. And I probably could play a good 35 or 36 of them. Off the top of my head.
Kind of like them,
Yeah.
kind of like them, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, a lot of them I would have to
Yeah, that's
actually
like
learn
me.
back, but they
Yeah.
are taped somewhere. They're finished, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
A
You
lot
can
of them are
forget 'em.
just done in studios and safes, you know. And most people, you know, in the real world have a safe, like filled with money, maybe valuables, jewelry, you know what I mean?
Well, for us, for being
Yeah.
only together for about 7 to
Yeah.
8 months, we have about 20 originals,
Do
close
you?
to it.
Close to it.
Well, I got a digital safe, a real nice big digital safe with all the fancy buttons, and there ain't a penny in it, nothing but tapes. Yeah, but people don't know that. They're like, hey, you got money, look at that nice safe. It's full of tapes. So I don't think they'd give me a cup of coffee anytime soon, but you never know. You know what I mean? You never know. It's part of, that's what makes it so interesting, dude. Whether, you know, trying to figure out how the whole thing's gonna wind up, you know what I mean? Where do you see yourself in a year? Do you have any immediate
Hopefully,
plans to?
This year, we were hoping to play at the Ozfest or the X-Fest and some.
What about that
shows.
Ralph stock? You're just not into doing Ralph stock.
do the
We'll do the Ralph
Yeah,
stock.
don't do the Ralph stock. That's what I want to hear. They're troopers.
Ralph stock, we're
Yeah,
there, we're
this
there.
is a real thing. It's called Ralph stock, and you know, there's not a lot of hippies or anything there, but it's a metal man. He's our superhero. He has a place with 30 bands that he lets people practice there for free. And it's Western Pennsylvania Musicians Club. Yeah, metal man. You know Ralph. Ralph Stock, man. Don't you know about Ralph
I
Stock?
didn't know
It was
about Ralph
Ralph
stock, but I've heard of Ralph. A few other of my friends.
You know
are-
Ralph, and you know about Ralph Stock.
I didn't know about Ralph stock, but a few of my friends are in bands, and they practice there. At that,
What do you
It's
mean by
big.
Ralph stock?
Ralph Stock is big.
Never knew Ralph stock.
Yeah,
Never knew.
2001 Ralph Stock, 2002 Ralph Stock, 2003.
What the hell's the
Coming
matter
up.
with you, huh?
Well, you know what? Now,
Yeah.
now I know. No,
Okay.
And you know.
Okay,
And
so
then I will never forget.
I could
ever
put you
again.
down for
I will
Rail
never
Stock
forget again. I will
2003.
never forget.
All right. It's going to be in probably August.
Cool.
Okay.
That's August. That's perfect.
Okay, that's good. They're going to be ready. What songs are you going to play at Rail Stock here?
We're gonna play every song.
Every song.
Every song
there
we
you
could
go.
possibly play.
I think you get each band about 2 or 3 hours. It's actually a pretty neat
Oh,
thing.
really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah.
Really
Well, then
That's
we'll
real
have-
good. We'll play every song.
We'll
and then
probably
you
have enough.
Yeah.
6
We're
or 7
working
more
on
tapes
more.
by that time.
Yeah, we're working on more originals as we're
Yeah.
talking. And,
I was talking to you earlier. You were telling me that yous, I guess both yous worked in this on your last CD. Where was that at? Did you say Soundgarden or
I'm sorry?
where yous recorded your last
oh,
CD?
that was at Soundscape.
Soundscape.
That was at Soundscape.
Yeah.
Yes.
How'd that go over? Did you? I mean, I'm sure that recording is always a learning experience. What did you think of it?
I think it came.
Despite all the money, it come out.
Were you
really
on
good.
it too?
No, I've heard it. It sounds great, though.
I was
I
going to
think it sounds-
apologize that I didn't include you.
Oh, no, that's fine. It sounds good.
Guys that work down the
I'm
studio.
sorry, Dan. Yeah, what were you?
Well, you know, it was a really great experience despite the money.
Yeah.
But the only reason why I'm not going to say that it was worth it is because of, you know, the band breaking up. And unfortunately that happens. And there's nothing you can do
Yeah.
about it. And you got other members that are involved on it that are no longer with us. You can't really promote,
Yeah,
you know, you can't really promote
You
it.
can't promote it,
So
but
it's
it's a
an
learning
unfortunate thing, but it's
experience.
a learning
You know,
experience.
it really is because it's a lot different than playing live.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? When you record something, if there's a mistake, you're going to hear the mistake every time.
Every time.
You know what I mean? Every
Yes.
time. You know. And so that makes it complicated, you know, and, you know, you get drummers got to be on. We've always end up with drummers. We end up just using studio drummers now because, you know, a lot of drummers have you ever practiced with a metronome?
Oh, yes.
Do you?
Drum machine.
Yeah,
good
drum
for
machine
that.
or a
He's
metronome. See, a
pretty
lot of drummers don't even know that, and it's sad
He's
because
pretty much a human metronome.
is he really? You got natural timing. They call that too. Some parts of the world.
Yeah. When I took my lessons, he made me play 2-1.
Did he?
9 years.
Oh,
ago.
that's
I could
good.
play
Then I'm
it.
waiting to hear you play.
Drive me nuts.
I'll tell you what. I think we're gonna cut for commercial now, and we're gonna hear the band Nemesis do their song
Me oh my.
"Me Oh My" right after this. So stick around.
Studies show half of all adults who smoked have quit. You can be among them. Here's how. Write down why you want to quit. To feel in control of your life, have better health, set a good example for your children, protect your family from secondhand smoke, any reason's a good one. Don't smoke any kind of cigarette. Nicotine is so addictive, switching to lower nicotine brands means you'll probably puff harder, longer, and more often. Take quitting one day at a time, even 1 minute at a time, whatever you need to succeed. Consider nicotine replacement products such as gum or patches. Quitting smoking is the best step you can take to live long and stay healthy. It could be a healthy idea to heed these hints from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration about protecting yourself from bacteria found on fruits and vegetables. First, wash hands with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds before and after handling food. Next, rinse raw produce in water. Use smooth, durable, and non-absorbent cutting boards and wash them with hot water, soap, and a scrub brush. Sanitize boards in a dishwasher or in a solution of a teaspoon of bleach and a quart of water. Store cut, peeled, and broken fruits and vegetables in the refrigerator. Don't purchase produce that looks brownish, slimy, or dried out. These are signs it's been held at an improper temperature.
Pittsburgh, welcome back. That was Me Oh My by the band Nemesis. Great job, guys. Excellent. That was nice and heavy. Let's give a big hand to Nemesis for that Me Oh My. All right, great job. That's going to be one of their songs on our full-length CD coming up in a couple months here. And now, before we go, break for commercial, we got Danny Kaye over here, and he wants to say something to all the viewers out there in TV.
This is Danny Kaye from Nemesis, and you're watching Rocket TV, so stick around.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky star